I see. Interesting. Perfect. Okay. Okay.
Document Creations by
Let's
Marva
do it.
L. Madison, a professional employment service provider of documents for job seekers. Feature services include professional cover letters, professional references, and personal references. Go get that career and make your life happen. Call Document Creations by Marva L. Madison at 5909 Northwest Expressway, Suite 219, 405-720-8496.
You're listening to Sports and Talk on thegospelstation.com, heard in Oklahoma City and around the world. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make your path straight. Proverbs 3:5-6.
And we welcome everybody back to another episode of The Game Plan, live from Lilygrass, Flowers, and Decor here in Oklahoma City. Mike, when you texted me standby, I thought we were going to get the theme song on one of our live remotes. I was a little bit excited for a second.
Yeah, like I said, yep. So much for our communication in our meeting. That's one thing we forgot to talk about in our pre-show meeting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We got to be better about that, my man.
Right.
But yes, we're out at Lilygrass, Flowers, and Decor. This is 7101 Northwest Expressway, Suite 400 here in Oklahoma City. Just got done with the Facebook live tour of the business, so go tune into that on our Facebook page. And while you're there, you can tune into the Facebook live video of that version of this broadcast is currently up. I can see it on my screen, so come chat with me live, and maybe your questions or your thoughts will make it onto today's show. But yes, Lilygrass, great place. We've been here a couple of times. They've got a phone at 405-721-1813, or you can go to the website, www.lilygrass.com. Now is the time to get in here and get those flowers purchased because the school season is coming up. And you know what that means? Homecoming, proms, events of every single kind, not to mention Halloween and Thanksgiving and eventually Christmas before long. So lots of reasons to get in here and get your flowers and your decorations from Lilygrass. Their summer sale is still currently happening, 60% off any items with a green price tag. So that's even more reason to come on by. And hey, if you do come by, maybe you'll see me live. But that's just an extra bonus, an added bonus. Mike, I talked to you a little bit before the show. As you mentioned, we
Yep.
had our little pre-show meeting, I guess. But how has your day been, man? How's your Thursday been?
It's been productive. I was a little busy this morning, but got that wrapped up there. So I was able to come over here and start checking the news feeds and everything on that. Became aware while you were out working is when I heard some trade rumors and trade deals that stuff that was rumored to be part of the MLB trade deadline actually occurred. That's the best way to put that.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. I have been out working. I actually had not been on my Twitter much today. I was a fool. It's July 31st, and I'm not on my Twitter constantly refreshing, trying to find trade news. What am I doing? But no, I was on it now. I've got on it recently, so we're ready to go, okay?
All right.
We'll talk about that on a later segment in the show. Going to be a little bit strange of a show because I've really only got half of a show planned out. I know what I want to talk about. The rest of it, we're going to talk about whatever, like we normally do for the fourth segment, but it'll be a fun one nevertheless. And again, tune in on Facebook Live. A couple of people are in here already watching on the social media stream. You can see a bit of the store. There's a display behind me with Cardinals all over it. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the store here, so I'm happy that's in the background. But you can see that and see me live on Facebook, the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. But for everybody tuning in on Live 365, thank you. You're listening to the game plan. All right, let's get into it. First off, and could we really talk about anything else at the beginning of our show? Tomorrow and Saturday, I'm going to be out at Bethany Middle School, taking part in the Bethany High School Fall Sports Media Day. I'll be out there 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., getting to chat with coaches and athletes and staff from around the school district. We're excited for that. Going to have a lot of fun. We'll have morning shows played at 7 to 8. Then I think we'll be replaying past Bethany games, including the volleyball state championship. And I expect to come back on again in the afternoon and then in the evening for our normal show.
Yep, that's the game plan. Yeah. So we kind of laid out the schedule here. So we're gonna do like I said, we'll do the volleyball games. The volleyball game will be after around 10 o'clock approximately, and then we'll run two basketball games, one from the boys and one from the girls.
There you go. Perfect.
And then that'll be by then. Sometime a little after that is when we'll probably start back up again, and with you, depending on where things stand. And if we have to kill some time, hey, we'll put a volleyball game on again since that was a state championship.
Exactly. I mean, do we ever really need a reason to play a state championship game?
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I was in the band, and we won state as well. And yep, that's something you always talk about.
Absolutely. And yeah, we're really excited. I'm going to hopefully get to talk to some of those state champions tomorrow, get interviews from them while they come by Media Day. So be on the lookout for those. And you also might keep an eye and an ear open for an interview I did in the morning with Superintendent Dr. Ruben Bellows. That was a very fun morning show that will probably be replayed tomorrow and Saturday. So keep an ear out for that.
Yes, we are going to replay that. I'll get with you a little later on, which file it is and all that.
All right. That's good.
We still got it queued up in the morning.
Yes. Hey, but speaking of these fall sports, now that the semester has almost started, August 1st is tomorrow, which I still can't believe. We're going to give a rundown of some of these fall sports that are getting ready to start up and what their schedules look like. So there's the first game of the season for football is on August 29th. That is at Noble. But the home opener is on September 12th. That is Jones for the youth football and cheer night. All games are at 7 p.m., by the way. Then we continue the homestand for a few more weeks. Shiloh Christian and the cheer clinic on the 19th. Homecoming with Chickasha on the 26th. And the Hall of Honor night is October 3rd with Blanchard coming into town. Then Bethany gets back out on the road October 10th. We're in Tuttle. October 16th, we're at Hara before coming back home for senior night, October 24th against Ardmore.
Hey, we lost you there for half a second. So once again, what was that after the homestand's over?
Oh, okay. Having some connection issues been happening all day. After the homestand, we go out to Tuttle on the 10th, and we're out at Hara on the 16th. And then they come back on the 24th to face Ardmore for senior night, and that's where I was at.
Yeah. So they have to go 2 total this year, and that's that's the rivalry game. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough environment, to say the least.
Yep.
Hey, but we'll get to our broadcast will cross because we're actually covering both Bethany and Tuttle football seasons this year, and I think I'm going to be out at Tuttle a lot. So we'll kind of get to reconvene for that one and make it a big broadcast.
Yeah.
But yes, to close out the season, it's in Tecumseh on Halloween, and then we're at Medill on November 7th to close out the 2025 regular season. So there's your quick rundown of the 2025 football schedule. And as you mentioned, some big games going to Tuttle in October is a big one. As again, you mentioned it, a rivalry game. Tuttle is a great football program, and that environment, that stadium. I think I've got this microphone situation sorted out on my end, so our sound should be getting back on Facebook. Very professional, as I like to say here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. But hey, as long as we got it back up for the rest of our segments, we should be good. All right. Again, sorry to everybody working on the Facebook Live. These are brand new microphones. I got them like last week, so I'm still working out the technicalities with them. And since we're actually kind of coming up on the end of our first segment, I think we'll save the 2 other fall sports for Bethany for segment number 2. But going into our break, I will mention cross country. Again, we won't be able to cover much this season, unfortunately. But I do want to give the shout out to the 2023 Oklahoma State champions. That was boys cross country. So they are also a program that has winning in their blood. It's in their DNA, as I like to say. Ice in their veins. So if we get the chance, of course, we'll be out to cover some cross country as well. We'll give you updates for those on our game plan shows, maybe on the evening shows on the Facebook, and eventually the Instagram, which we're going to get started. So keep an eye out on all of those for all the Bethany updates in the upcoming season. All right, Mike, before we go to break, is there anything else you'd like to say here in this first segment?
Since we're talking high school sports, I just want to note that McLeod, which will start their school season next week. They're the first ones to go online. That's because they do 4 days a week. They adopted that pre-COVID, and it worked out great for them. their truancy rate went down. Their grades went up. Morale was better. So they go 4 days a week. And since they go 4 days a week, they have to start 2 weeks ahead of everybody else, so they get in all the proper, get in because everything's based on hours, not just days, but it's based on hours. So to get the hours in, they got to start 2 weeks ahead of everybody else.
That makes sense.
So officially, officially, if you're going to stay in Oklahoma, tomorrow's the last day of summer for some people.
Crazy to think about, man. Crazy to think about. We're in August already. July is over.
Yep.
I swear it was 4th of July yesterday.
I know.
Hey, I mean, speaking of celebrations, there's still plenty of celebrations to look forward to this year. And if you need flowers and decorations for your home or your event, come by Lilygrass Flowers and Decor. How about that for a transition? What you envision, Lilygrass will make a reality. They're at 7101 Northwest Expressway, Suite 400 here in Oklahoma City. Call them at 405-721-1813. Head to their website, www.lilygrass.com, or email them, info@lilygrass.com. A variety of ways to get in contact with them. They're on all the social medias, included in our Facebook Live broadcast as well, as you can get to them there as well. 8:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. Those are the hours. Big friends of Lilygrass, and this is the best time to get in, because if you need an arrangement, a bouquet for any of the events you have, again, homecoming is coming up, prom, senior nights, all the things that the school year brings, not to mention the holidays themselves, you're going to want to get into Lilygrass and pick them up now, especially if you can do it while that summer sale is happening, because you might just find a little bit of a decoration you like and get it 60% off. Hey, that's Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, 7101 Northwest Expressway. Great people here, great employees. They'll be happy to serve you. Listen to our first commercial break. You're listening to The Game Plan on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. All right. Segment 1 is done. Thank you to everybody watching on Facebook. We apologize for the audio issues. It's good that happened now. I will say that. It's good that happened now and not tomorrow. Because now I know to charge them. These big back up. Whew. Got that. Okay, we are back. As you can see behind me, here's a little bit. Let's see if I can get that in picture. This is one of the arrangements. They have a very cardinal themed, obviously, but very red themed. You've got some decorations on the side on that shelf. Showed them all off on the Facebook Live. Stuff you're going to want to get in here to see. Stuff hanging down from the ceiling behind me. You can see it over there. Wall decorations, floor decorations, ceiling decorations, inside, outside. They've got it all. Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, great place where you want to be. Set me up perfectly for today's show, so I'm really enjoying it. Got to make sure I come back on time, so I got to listen to our commercials.
For your home, life insurance, car, and more, Lake Nightingale, 405-728-1313. Lake Nightingale.
All right. We still got a little bit of time, so coming up, we're going to continue to talk on Bethany athletics. We're going to go over softball and volleyball before going into our halftime break. Then coming back, the main story of the second half of today's show is the MLB trade deadline. It is today, and that's why we've already mentioned it a little bit. July 31st is the deadline. The trades are happening right now. Breaking news coming as we speak. I'll give you a little bit of insight. Carlos Correa is going back to Houston, which no one saw coming. But hey, we'll talk about it on the second half of the show. Something to stick around for. 1 minute, then we're back. Oh, yes, and thank you to everybody tuning in. I should always say that. We very much appreciate you.
Apple Tree Antique Gallery sits in the heart of downtown Bethany at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway. It is the home of the Gotta Have It, with over 70 vendors and spacious shopping. proudly celebrating the third weekend of the month with special Apple Tree Antique Gallery is locally owned and operated with a hometown Bethany flavor and tradition. Call 495-0602 and check out the Gotta Have It's Apple Tree Antique Gallery.
And we are back here on the Game Plan, the Gospel Station Sports and Talk, and live on Facebook on Gospel Station Sports and Talk as well. Hi, Facebook. I'm chatting with you live. How's it going? But wherever you're tuning in, thank you. We very much appreciate it. We are live on today's show at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, 7101 Northwest Expressway, Suite 400 here in Oklahoma City. They've got a website, www.lilygrass.com. You can call them 405-721-1813 or email them info@lilygrass.com. We've mentioned it already, but with the school year coming up and all the events that brings, you're going to want to get in here and submit a custom arrangement because they'll build it for you. And when you walk through the door, they'll have it pretty much ready to go. That's the kind of service you get at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor. And of course, all the employees are super friendly, nice all the time. They've set me up perfectly for today's show, so we're very appreciative for that on the Game Plan as we get into segment number 2. Big thank you again to Lilygrass and owner Alicia Rankin, locally owned and operated business right here in OKC, right in this northwestern part. Stop by today, get yourself some flowers, some decorations, and catch it while it's on the sale. Summer sale, 60% off. Everything with a green tag. That's a lot of S's to say in one sentence, I got to be honest with you. All right, Mike, we made it to segment number 2, so we're going to continue the high school talk. Again, a reminder to everybody who might just be tuning in, the Game Plan is going to be out at Bethany Media Day tomorrow and Saturday. We're going to get a chance to do some live shows from the public school campuses, get to talk to some athletes, some coaches, some staff members throughout the day. It'll be a lot of fun. We're doing a giveaway. It's hosted by Blake Nightingale State Farm, great friend of the station as well. So look out for that. I think we've got the little cup coasters and foam footballs right now to give away. So I'm sure that won't cause a problem. I'm sure no one will throw a football around the middle school, eh, Mike?
Surely not.
No, I definitely won't be the one throwing foam footballs around with all the football players. I would never do that. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Hey, let's get into the softball talk here. Softball starts on August 12th here at home. They've got Kingfisher coming to town. Then they've got their early season tournaments. They're out at Weatherford on the 15th and 16th. They've got Guthrie in Guthrie. And then the Heart of Oklahoma tournament, which is a little bit closer to us and some of my family in Purcell, Oklahoma. That's on the 21st and 22nd. I may be getting out there to do some of those games if things work out. Then we've got Bishop McGuinness on the road before coming back home for a little bit of a homestand, ending August and getting into September. Weatherford and Woodward at home, followed by the Bethany tournament on September 4th and 5th. After that, it's Woodward back on the road, followed by Clinton and Elk City. That's on the 8th, 11th, and 15th, respectively. We're coming back home for Bishop McGuinness, and then we're right back on the road for Weatherford, and then we're right back home, and it kind of goes like this to the end of the season. Weatherford on the road, Clinton at home, Kingfisher on the road, Elk City at home before the end of the regular season on September 30th with Perry on the home field. And then we get back into the postseason play. So what we saw for football was actually a couple road trips and then a couple long homestands. Softball doesn't have quite that schedule. It's kind of 1-1 into a 3 to 4 game road trip. From what I can tell from their schedule, the longest one we have is when we're hosting a tournament, which I don't know if that really counts, Mike. Does hosting a tournament count as a homestand?
Yeah, it counts.
It counts. Okay, there you have it. It counts. So a couple road trips, one homestand, and then that's it for softball. They're kind of flip-flopping back and forth. Now, this team has high aspirations. They've got a goal they want to achieve, host district. That is the goal for softball this year. Last year, they made it all the way to the regional tournament before bowing out against Cash to finish the season 17-17 overall with a 6-5 district record. All they want to do is improve. They want to go all the way this season. They feel like they've put together a team that can do just that. They've got a great incoming freshman class. and they are ready to put the hurt on some opposing softball teams. So if you can make it out to the softball game, I'm sure you're going to see some fireworks this season, and that I absolutely believe. Softball is geared up to make a run, and I am excited to see what those girls can do. We had some interviews with the coach and the players a couple of days ago. I got to speak to Coach Booker Blakely and a crew of softball players, which will be replayed tomorrow on our Media Day broadcast. So again, more reasons to tune in to the Gospel Station Sports and Talk tomorrow as we go through the Media Day Friday and Saturday. You can hear those exclusive interviews, and you can hear live interviews as we do the show and as we're out there chatting it up with the athletes and the coaches. It'll be a lot of fun. But there's your rundown of softball for this upcoming season. Again, they start on August 12th with Kingfisher at home. But next up on our list of fall sports is the defending state champions, the Bethany Broncos volleyball team. They also start on August 12th, but they're at Weatherford, and then they've got an early season tournament, followed by coming home on August 9th against Tuttle, then Rock Creek, Christian Heritage, and Cassidy going into the beginning of September. September 9th and 11th are on the road, Mount St. Mary's and Crossings, before hosting a tournament again on September 13th. They follow this up with a 3-series homestand against Oklahoma Christian Schools, Heritage Hall, and Newcastle, going through the bulk of September before finally closing out the month on the road with Community Christian Schools again and Putnam City Original. On the 30th, they've got Tecumseh for senior night, so that's at home, and then we get into postseason play October 3rd and 4th with the conference tournament in Norman. So there's your quick summary of the volleyball schedule. Now, this is characterized by a couple road games followed by one big home stand. September 13th with the tournament all the way to September 22nd with Newcastle. That's a pretty nice homestand for the defending state champs, Mike.
Yes, it's going to be. That's a break in scheduling, to say the least. That's a nice break in scheduling.
That it is. Sometimes the chips work out in your favor. Sometimes you can get those games scheduled. But I know the volleyball team will love to have that one. Defending state champs especially, they're going to have a little bit of a target on their back. I think that goes without saying. They're going to be the team to beat this year. So getting a nice homestand like that, you're right. It's just a little bit of comfort in what's sure to be a tough stretch of the season. Yeah, but I'm very much looking forward to it. I was in college before I really watched my first volleyball game and got to call one. And it was a lot of fun that first season I got to. So I'm beyond excited to be able to get out and hopefully call some more volleyball games as the season goes on, especially for the defending state champs. Okay, what Kerry Cagle has done with that program, the head coach of that volleyball team, has been incredible. Last season, I'll get you that total. They went 32-4. A ridiculous record en route to that state championship, 6-1 in district.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We covered them last year, and there were some dynamite players on that team, and they would crush most of their opponents, and so they were very, very impressive.
Crush is putting it lightly. Yeah. That team didn't lose a set until September. Through the entire month of August, they did not drop a set to anybody. It was finally Christian Heritage Academy who took one from them, and Heritage still lost. That's the kind of team they put together last year, and again, they're just trying to replicate that success. All they want to do is do it again. Say, hey, that wasn't a one-off thing. We are that team. We are those girls. If you weren't invested in volleyball before, this is the year to get invested, to see if they can repeat, to see if they can defend their title, to see if the state champs can do it one more time in 2025. I believe they can. I think they've got a team that can make it happen. But it's a long season. Anything can happen, you know?
Yeah.
But either way, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think getting those games on video especially will be great for both them and us.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, if you can't tell, the people on Facebook watching me can see it live. I got the dumb grin on my face right now talking about volleyball and all these fall sports. That's how excited I am.
Yeah, listen, and beach volleyball gets all the publicity and all the love on television, all that, and at the Olympics. But and now they're always in prime time. But I fell in love with the sport. And, I played it as a kid, in kind of a PE setting, and we were just kind of bouncing the ball around. But when I was the '84 Olympics in LA, and that was when the Pepperdine team was dominant, and I actually saw one of their matches. ABC had the contract at the time and ran it on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and man, was it intense, and it was exciting. And of course the sport's only grown since then, so it's no joke. These players are serious, and they're serious athletes, and as Bethany's got this DNA and their championship DNA, and they will crush some opponents this year.
Yeah, and moves fast, like dynamic.
Yes.
Oh man, volleyball moves so fast. As a commentator, you got to be on it every single volley because they do it quick. I mean, the action is just bang, 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 kill. And there's a point on the board. Bang, 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 kill. Another point on the board. You got to be on it. Volleyball is so much fun to watch. But yeah, again, if you can't tell, we're excited. We're a little bit excited for this upcoming season. But yeah, that goes without saying. Hey, we're coming up on halftime of our show. I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit as we move away from the high school talk and get into some pro talk here. But it might not be toned down that much because it's trade deadline talk, and we all know how I get about baseball. So,
exactly.
Hey, before we go to break, we're out at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor. I'm showing the business card to the Facebook crew now. This is what you see. Call them at 405-721-1813. Email them info@lilygrass.com or head to the website www.lilygrass.com. They're on all the different social medias. You can see Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Yelp, I believe that is on the end. So anywhere you can go to find them, they'll be there. Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, owned by Alicia Rankin. She's great. All the employees here are great, locally owned and operated business. And again, with all the events coming up in the school year, you're going to want to get those good flowers and decorations. More from them coming back after the break. Let's send it to the halfway point here on the Gospel Station, Sports and Talk. You're listening to the Game Plan. All right. Whew. Halfway done, folks. Halfway done. And we've yet to even talk baseball. Oh, man. Excited. Big thank you to everybody still watching the show. I hope you guys are enjoying. We've crossed the 30-minute mark of this live video. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a great time. This is what we love, man. This is what we love to do. Hey, coming up on this next segment, okay, I figured out how to do this today. I'm going to activate a poll that viewers can take part in so we can talk a little bit about the trade deadline and give your thoughts on it. Hey, we're at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor. I'll show it off again. What you envision, they make a reality. Lilygrass here in Oklahoma City, 7101 Northwest Expressway, right in the Rockwell and Expressway intersection in that shopping center. Easy to find, right on the front of the road. You can't miss it. But yes, as we get into the second half, baseball talk, and then we'll get into whatever we want to talk about on our final segment, as we always do, my favorite part. But tomorrow, morning show, listen to that. I'll be out at Bethany Public Schools. Then a show in the afternoon, like right afternoon, 12 or 1, whichever one we get. I'll be talking about that. We'll have interviews to play. And then again, in the evening, with the game plan, I'll be live, probably still getting to talk to athletes, if we're being honest, and playing interviews, because that's what tomorrow is all about, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I really can't wait to get into the season and really get back into the broadcast side, man. That's what I love. I love the broadcast. I'm excited to call football for the first time. That maybe more than anything is what I'm excited for right now. All right, let's see how much time we got. Let's see here. It is officially 4:31, so we should be back soon. Maybe a minute left, and then we'll get back into the discussion. 30 seconds. Here we go.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Riley, owner here at Victory Mattress Outlet, and my job is to help individuals get a quality night's sleep on our name brand mattresses for prices they can't afford. I have a great offer for you right now. If you go to this website, victorymattressOutlet.com/win, WIN, fill that form out, and you got a free coupon for a buy one mattress, get one 50% off. We look forward to seeing you. Have a great day.
And we are back here for the second half of the game plan live on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk and the Gospel Station Sports and Talk Facebook. Hey, Facebook, how's it going? We're live at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, 7101 Northwest Expressway, and the Facebook crew is getting to see a section of the store that I'm sat in front of, and you kind of get an idea of what Lilygrass is all about right through this. I mean, there's a shelf full of decorations, knickknacks, and fun porcelain things, and cards, and everything in between, and cups. And you can also see a display that is cardinal themed. Okay, it's got decorations on there, very bird themed, things hanging from the ceiling, things hanging from the wall, plants, and everything in between. And that is what Lilygrass is all about. I mean, it's a great backdrop for a show, really, Mike. I'm really enjoying that. But here in the store, it is split up into seasons. So to my right, there is a winter. Behind me, there's a fall selection, and across from the store, of course, summer and spring. So we're really enjoying it here. Lilygrass is locally owned and operated. Miss Alicia Rankin is the owner, and she's been great, a great host to us. All the employees here are friendly. They'll serve you with a smile, and they can make any custom bouquet, any custom arrangement of flowers you want for all those upcoming events we mentioned before we went to break. Homecoming, senior nights, proms, and any other dance you want to go to. I don't know. Maybe you like to dance. You can get a flower arrangement from Lilygrass Flowers and Decor. Pick it up in store. They'll make you whatever you want. That's the kind of service you get here. And you can find their Facebook page linked in our Facebook Live video. It'll take you right to their store. So Lilygrass Flowers and Decor, again, 7101. What you envision, they make reality. Now we've moved into the second half, so it's time to pivot away from our high school sports, unfortunately, and get into some pro baseball deadline talk. All the games are happening right now, but all the news has been about the trades, and for very good reason. The breaking headline so far: Carlos Correa returns to the Astros in a stunner trade with the Twins.
Ooh.
Not on my radar. I'll be the first to admit that. I was not expecting.
I don't think it was on anybody's radar.
I don't think so. Yeah. Carlos Correa is, I believe, 30 now. He won a Gold Glove and a World Series championship and AL Rookie of the Year, by the way, with the Astros. That was in 2015. Now he's getting to come home. He had a no-trade clause in his original contract, but he had to waive it. I guess just the chance to go home was enough to convince Correa to go through with this.
Yeah.
Correa's kind of had an interesting season. It's had highs, it's had lows. He got off to a slow start, but had a strong May, then a June slump, and then a strong July. And he's really just lacked that sort of consistency that got him that Rookie of the Year, that Gold Glove back in the day. You know, that World Series winning Astro team has been completely split up. Not a lot of guys remaining on that team, but one name that is Jose Altuve.
Yeah.
So now Correa and Altuve are getting to reconvene. They're getting to get back on the same field at the same time, and what was kind of a core of that World Series winning team is now back intact. Right? That's kind of what Houston has been missing in a year plagued by injuries, is that star core that hasn't, or I guess I should say that star core that is consistent, that hasn't been plagued by injuries. Correa is healthy. He's just kind of been off again, on again in Minnesota. But if this is the right move, if this catapults Houston out of their slump, remains to be seen. Again, I like this trade for both teams. What the Twins got back in response for this, I haven't seen yet. I'm going to look for it as we talk about it. But at least for the Houston side, I really like this move. They get back a hometown guy, a big name, someone they know can produce at Minute Maid Park, and they get a chance to continue to control their division because they've maintained a first place spot, surprisingly, despite all the injuries and despite the slump. They've held off Texas and Seattle decently well. I think Correa could be the right guy at the right time for Houston as they maintain it is a 5-game win, or excuse me, a 5-game lead over the AL West currently. I think this is the right move, is what I'm getting at. I think they could not have made a better acquisition at the deadline. Mike, we're going to go a little bit back and forth on this because you've been keeping up with it as well. Give me a trade that you want to talk about that maybe surprised you a little bit.
Well, something just came down here. Where did I see that?
Would it happen to be an Diamondbacks to Rangers trade by any chance?
Yeah, that's on my radar. By the way, as you're pulling that up, it's deadline. Deadline's at top of the hour, so when we're done here, that's when trade deadline arrives. So, all that. Merrill Kelly to the Rangers.
Yes. That is the big one I just saw. Broke 12 minutes ago now. The Rangers are in go now mode. They're getting insane production out of Nathan Eovaldi currently. If they are going to go win, it is going to be right now. So they're making their moves. The Rangers were quiet at the start of the deadline. They didn't do a lot, but now they've finally shown their hand. They're going to go all in. They're going to pick up some guys to go for that division lead.
Yeah, because they're starting pitcher now. Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi, and Merrill Kelly. Oof.
That's a good lineup.
That's going to be rough in postseason, barring a catastrophe. That's going to be rough.
That is a pretty good rotation right there.
Let's see here.
Hey, I've got one for you. Oswald Peraza dealt to the Angels. The Yankees get rid of the struggling first baseman, I believe he was.
Yeah.
Now, this is interesting because I don't know what the Angels gave up for it. Peraza is one of those guys that we knew was probably going to be replaced at the deadline. So what the Angels can make out of him, or if they just leverage him for another trade, I'm not really sure. It's going to take some time to really see how that pans out. But we talked about Peraza on a prior episode of the Game Plan, and how he had kind of been struggling this year, was a big hole at the bottom of the lineup in the Yankees order. And it's, at least for New York, they seem to be making trades geared at helping them get back to their top of the division form. Do I hope they get back? No, I don't. But that being said, they at least seem to be trending in the right direction for Yankees fans.
This just passed through the wire in the last 3 minutes. Red Sox are discussing a deal with the Twins to land them pitcher Joe Ryan.
Ooh, okay. Boston needs a lot of pitching help, and we've been in the news talking about maybe going back with the Giants. So I don't know who Boston could be picking up, and I'm definitely not going to find it with all the news that's been breaking. That is lost to the Twitter timeline. I tell you that for sure. But going on, the Pirates are big sellers right now, so expect a lot of Pittsburgh players have been dealt already, but it maybe expect a few more. But New York, again, picking people up. Chicago is picking people up. Will Castro is going to the Cubs from the Twins. There's a big name. The Dodgers are picking up Alex Call, and they also got a pitcher earlier today. So the Dodgers are still trying to bolster their lineup and their bullpen through their injuries. Man, what a fun trade deadline. Ryan O'Hearn is heading to San Diego from Baltimore. How about that for a name? The Padres still going with the win now mode, as they very well should, because they also got a brand new arm that I may find here soon.
Yeah, the Padres have to do because they have to keep up with LA, because LA's got unlimited funds.
That is pretty true. Yeah, you got it there.
San Diego needs to do what they can to keep
up. Here it was. I found the trade again, Mike. It was the one we were talking about pre-show, the Mason Miller and J.P. Sears trade. The Padres now have, I believe, 5 starting pitchers who all throw upper 90s and can probably touch 100. So that's a thing.
That was the one that came down this morning, right around noon Eastern. I was actually in my car, and I heard that just as I was pulling into a parking lot. Was that was the trade that had gone down. So yeah, and giving up to the A's owner, man, did a solid first player, man. Is like, there's not going to make much happening here in the next 2 or 3 years as we get our stadium built. So go with God, kid. Enjoy.
I agree. You got a good player. You could get some prospects for him. I think the A's definitely made the right call there. But you were talking a little bit about the A's stadium and something's going on with that.
Yeah. So the word on the A's stadium is that they've already experienced cost overruns. They were scheduled for $1.5 billion. It's got to be a dome stadium because it gets 120 degrees in Vegas. They're building it on the strip where the Tropicana used to be, and they've now bumped it up to $1.75 billion. And it's just a big old pile of dirt right now is what they've been doing. They're just smoothing everything out and getting everything in ready to start dropping steel. So it's like speculation is among some people that they don't know if they're going to be able to pull this off because you're dealing with the A's ownership.
Yes, that is the catch there. You're dealing with the A's ownership.
And is he gonna be? Well, is his ego big enough to make him realize that he truly has to invest in this, and he's gonna have to drop probably all said and done over $2 billion to build this stadium and get the team moved.
How many sports movies have there been about evil owners that want to move a team out of a city, and the good guy players are able to keep it there for the fans? Did we not learn? Did the owners not learn?
Well, according to the rumors in the NBA, there's a particular franchise that no, they didn't. They have not learned.
That's where the more things change, the more they stay the same, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We need a Major League 3. That's all I'm hearing. Hey, before we send it to our last break, we'll probably talk more about the trades as they happen right before that deadline on segment 4. I want to mention that there are a couple games that MLB is letting the people watch free tonight, including Texas versus Seattle, an AL West matchup. Both teams hitting at 57 and 52. That is at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time, so that's 8:40 Central. With Houston in the situation they are now, again, they did get Correa. Both of these teams with a tied record, 5 games back from division lead. Both of them actually sitting outside. Oh no, both of them barely inside the AL wild card spot. Okay, these games are monumental to how that division and how the AL wild card scene shakes out. Monumental. Those games, they're going to bring their best for this entire series. You can expect that. And by the way, my team, Boston, plays Houston, who is, again, currently leading that division. So 2 very fun series to keep up with. Does Texas or Seattle take this series and potentially move themselves into a spot to take ownership of the division? Talk about a fun series at the end of the month and into the beginning of August. But hey, more about baseball on segment 4, I guess, because we've got plenty more to talk about. Before we go to break, I got to tell you about our host, Lilygrass Flowers and Decor. What you envision, they make a reality. 7101 Northwest Expressway, Suite 400. Call them at 405-721-1813 or email them info@lilygrass.com. They've got a website, www.lilygrass.com, and they're on all the social medias, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Yelp, YouTube, all of it. And we've been sitting here. You can see part of the display in the background with the Cardinals, with the wall decorations, with the cups and everything back here. And trust me, there's plenty more in the store that I unfortunately cannot show the people on Facebook right now. But luckily for you, we did a Facebook Live tour before the show. So go watch that one. It's a good time. Big thank you to Miss Alicia Rankin, the owner, for helping us put on the show today. We're going to send it to one more break and then move into the final segment. You're listening to The Game Plan on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk.
Lilygrass Flowers and Decor is...
Okay. One more segment. One more segment. Thank you, everybody that's been watching the show. I hope you guys are enjoying. I say it pretty much all the time, but if you gave me an hour to talk about baseball, I could talk about baseball for an hour. And you're getting just a taste of that today. And while we got a break, I'll tell you a little bit more about Lilygrass. I've mentioned that I just dropped my card. Hold on. I mentioned that the displays are split up based on the season. So on this side, you've got winter. They've got nativity decorations, flowers, obviously, but snowmen and Santa Claus and all the different decorations you could see outside on a lawn. On this side is fall, turkeys and pumpkins and Halloween decorations, all bathed in a yellow light, by the way. It's very pretty, honestly. On the other side, they've got, let's see, summer and spring, which is obviously flowers, but they've also got stuffed animals, crosses hanging from the ceiling, wind chimes. They've got, again, the cups and angels and porcelain and all of these different things scattered around the store. And it's a great place. It's a great environment. I love actually being in here. It's very calming, to be honest with you. So it helps me organize my thoughts, I think, a little bit. And right in front of me, though, I've got to show you these because I love them. These jewel frogs sit right in front of me when I do this show every time I come in here. And I believe these have a green price tag. So they are part of that summer sale. 60% off on all those items with the green tag. So, hey, if you want a jewel frog, there you go. Come find me. I'll show them right to you. Hey. Again, that's all items throughout the store that have a green price tag. So if you do stop by Lilygrass, look for those. Get yourself a nice deal. That's on for the rest of the summer. But, hey, that's not much longer now. We're in August pretty much. Can you believe that? Got to take advantage of it while it's here. All right, for our final segment, we usually like to talk about whatever we want to talk about, which for me will be more trade news. But for Mike, it could be broadcast, it could be whatever, who knows. So this is our fun segment, is how I like to explain it. So to the people watching live, if you have thoughts, if you have a take or some news you want to tell us on the game plan, please feel free to send it. We'd love to interact with you guys and talk some more sports. Again, to everybody who has tuned in, a big thank you. You guys are what make this show possible. So always happy to see people tuning in. And welcome back to the game plan here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. Luke Young and Mike Gannon getting ready for the end of this show. It's been a great one so far, a lot of fun. I'm out at Lilygrass Flowers and Decor hosting this episode. Miss Alicia Rankin and her staff are super friendly. They can help you get your flower arrangement sorted, whatever you want, and they've been great hosts today as well. The store is located at 7101 Northwest Expressway. They've got a website, www.lilygrass.com. You can call them at 405-721-1813 and hit up their email, all their social media. They're open 8:30 to 5:30 daily and 9 to 2 on Saturday. Again, great staff in a great location right here in the northwest part of the city, right off of Northwest Expressway. You really can't miss it. And with school coming up, folks, I'm just saying, if you've got a senior on senior night, if you're taking part in homecoming, if you're taking part, your kid's taking part in the prom or whatever dance you want to go to, you're probably going to need some flowers. And there is no better place than Lilygrass Flowers and Decor to go by and get some. Fake flowers, real flowers. They've got a display refrigerated that I'm looking at right now. It's beautiful stuff here. You're not going to want to go anywhere else. A great selection at great prices. And of course, that summer sale is still happening, 60% off on any items with the green tag. But thank you again to Lilygrass. We'll mention them one more time before the shows close. But we got to get back into the sports talk. Mike, as you know, our favorite segment is just talking about whatever. For me, that's going to be more trade talk, but what do you have on the mind right now?
Let's see here. Wait a second. Looks like I got an update here. Padres get Nestor Cortez.
What?
Yep.
Actually, hold on.
It just dropped.
Hold on.
Nestor from the Brewers.
Okay, okay. Oh, and hey, the Red Sox are acquiring Dustin May from the Dodgers. So there are some last minute acquisitions. How about that? Nestor Cortez. Okay, that
Uh,
was not a name I was expecting.
let's see. Royals add another starter, Walter from the Pirates, and Marlins are going to hang on to Alcantara.
Okay, okay, okay. Sandy Alcantara not being traded. We
Something
didn't
like that.
mention this.
So
Here,
it's Miami Marlins.
yeah. Oh, and here's one you and I talked about, but I didn't mention yet. Cedric Mullins being traded out of Baltimore. He's headed to the Mets.
Okay.
And by the way, he's still getting to wear 31 for New York. So congrats to Mullins for getting to keep his number.
Hit reflect. I think something happened with your Red Sox.
Okay, 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 okay. I see the Dustin May.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Red Sox are reportedly acquiring right-handed pitcher Dustin May from the Dodgers. Okay, that is what's breaking currently. And again, that's very big because we needed pitching help. We needed that like fifth starter, that good 4-5 guy.
Yeah.
The Phillies yesterday got Joan Duran from the Twins, gave up some prospects there. So they got, of course, they've made their moves, picking up pitching and hitting both. Let's see if I can find, because I know the Red Sox might have made one more sneaky move. You know, I'm just sitting here constantly refreshing the feed, is what we're down to. The Yankees are acquiring shortstop Jose Caballero from the Tampa Bay Rays. The Yankees get in some more infield help.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm not seeing anything related to. Yeah, I am not seeing anything related to the Red Sox. I don't know if anything dropped early this morning.
I will be keeping an eye on it. Trust me. I'll have all the news sorted by tomorrow.
I know you will. Yeah, we'll stay on the air until it's right at 5 o'clock when the trade deadline is over.
Absolutely. The rumors I'm seeing around Boston is Joe Ryan. I haven't seen anything official on that, but that's the rumor that's passing in Boston circles. The Cubs are requiring utility Willie Castro from the Twins. The Twins apparently big sellers at the deadline. They got Mullins, and now they're sending off a lot of people. Maybe look for the Twins to make one more big move. Oh, and by the way, the Rangers got Danny Cullum from the Twins. I hope I said that right. So there's another sell on Minnesota's part.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting for more news to drop. A little news for your brother. Fox Network has had such success with the IndyCar coverage this year that they're putting their money where their mouth is. They're going to acquire a 33% stake in the league.
That is good news for my brother. He'll be able to watch more races.
Great. And that's what I get for going to that particular media site because it is all jammed up because they got 8,000 pop-up ads that pop up on me when I go to there. So much for that idea. So I can't see what's going on with the trade deadline.
That's true. Hey, I've got some news.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he's back.
They finally freed up. Yay.
All right, good.
Rangers acquiring veteran reliever Phil Maton from the Cardinals.
Okay. The Cardinals being sellers. I'm not too surprised there. That's a lot of pitching help for the Rangers, too. That's good news for Texas fans.
Man, they're really going to bolster that bullpen, aren't they?
They really need to because they need to give Evaldi all the support on both sides of the ball that they can. They cannot waste the starts he is giving them in this month. Blake Snell for the Dodgers is set to start against the Rays Saturday. It will be his first start since April 2nd. Blake Snell making a comeback this year finally. And an injury, Ronald Acuna Jr. has a grade 1 calf strain. He'll be out for a couple weeks. Nothing major, nothing season-ending, but any injuries to Acuna right now is probably not the greatest sign, not what Atlanta fans are wanting to hear. Twin brothers Tyler and Taylor Rogers were both traded yesterday. Tyler Rogers headed to the Mets. Taylor Rogers headed to the Pirates. So there's some funny news for you. Boy, keeping up with all this is nuts.
Yeah. I did come across a story. It's related to the this is the second one talk about anything. Happy Gilmore. Lundquist announced that his part in the movies was originally meant for Pat Summerall. But Pat couldn't do it, so Ron Lundquist got the gig. And so he's been making the rounds part of the media tour for Happy Gilmore 2's release as well. So there's some great stories about him, talking about his career and everything. Vern's one of my favorites. I grew up with Summerall, Madden, and that whole old school thing. I know you were young, but there's a reason why one of the shows that's no longer on the air that you and I both love, you'd always say, this feels like an old school matchup. Cowboys, Giants, Pat Summerall. Well, tonight, followed by 60 minutes and murder, she wrote. Because that's how Pat Summerall used to deliver that. Whenever he'd read the 10-second promo, the live read, that's how he would read it. And it became one of those pop culture memes that we now call memes. It's just stuck in everybody's head of a certain age.
Yeah. Oh,
like with you guys with Stuart Scott. But Stuart Scott was for your generation. That's Summerall was that for our generation.
I mean,
along with Keith Jackson.
Yeah, in this internet age, anybody has the chance, but especially big names like that. Yeah. Oh, I've got this from you. Okay. We were talking about Brian Schottenheimer a little bit on a previous show and what we thought his tenure in Dallas would be like. After, I've got to pull this tweet up. Hold on, so I make sure I get it right. Yesterday, there were a couple fights in the Cowboys training camp. And apparently, after the third one, Brian Schottenheimer started making the entire team and staff run sprints. I love that he got the staff involved in sprints as punishment.
I got the under.
You got the under? Okay.
I think he's gone by Christmas.
I don't know. We need a head coach that's willing to take a stand. That is for certain.
Yeah, but when you get the staff involved, you lose the staff.
Hey, maybe the staff were fighting players. I don't know, man.
Well, fights breaking out at camp happens, especially in the first 2 or 3 weeks. There's guys who are in their third or fourth or fifth year who are on the bubble, man, and they don't want these rookies coming in and taking their jobs.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's a good sign. I think that's a good sign if your head coach is willing to take charge like that. But it is Dallas, so
I'm saying it's Dallas, and you're dealing with going that old school is like, oof. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
That's true.
Cubs have acquired Taylor Rogers, lefty.
Okay. Pitching up was good for Chicago.
All right.
I've got some basketball news for you if you want it.
Okay.
Mikal Bridges has agreed to a 4-year, $150 million extension with the Knicks.
Okay.
I mean, they've had some big names leave, and there were a lot of questions, but at least they lock up Bridges.
Okay, it is officially 5 o'clock, so the trade deadline has arrived. Anything you see?
All right, I'm giving it one last refresh. Let's see here. I see Fox Sports MLB pencils down. The test is over.
All right.
Hassan gave us one more breaker. Camilo Duvall from the Giants is headed to New York. He's going to the Yanks.
Okay.
I think that's the last thing I see. Adrian Hauser traded from the Chicago White Sox to the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays are picking up another arm. Anything else?
I'm not seeing anything else. I think, like I said, I think that's time. I think that's slows down.
I'm not seeing Joe Ryan to the Sox.
Yep, I'm not seeing it either. I'm not seeing anything more. Now maybe somebody said yes with 10 seconds to go. They just haven't called the press yet. But
I'm giving it one more refresh.
Okay.
But no, I don't think it happened. I don't think they got him.
Sorry about that.
All right. Well, there it is.
Okay, so where have you been today?
Whew. That is the deadline. All right. That takes us to the end of the show. Lilygrass Flowers and Decor has been a great host for this game plan episode, and it was a lot of fun. Big thank you to Lilygrass for allowing us to come in, tour the business, and talk sports with them. They're at 7101 Northwest Expressway in Suite 400. As the fall semester comes up and all the celebrations and events that come with it, you're going to want to get into Lilygrass and pick up a custom arrangement of flowers and all the decorations they have. Take advantage of their summer sale while it's still happening. Go in here, get those green price tags, find a nice deal, and take a peek at those fresh and plastic flowers if you want either one of them. They've got it, whatever you could want, whatever type of flower. I'm not even going to try because I don't know all the types of flowers. Find them on all the social media. Call them at 405-721-1813. Big thank you to Miss Alicia Rankin and all the staff at Lilygrass. They've been great hosts. And thank you to all of you people who have tuned in either on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk or on the Facebook. We really appreciate it. It was a great show, a lot of fun, as it always is. But for now, Mike, I think it's time to call it quits. The trade deadline has passed. It's past 5 o'clock. Let's go home. I'm going to need to save my voice for this weekend. So, hey, one last time, Lilygrass Flowers and Decor. What you envision, they make a reality. That's it for this episode of The Game Plan. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Have a great rest of your day. And if I don't see you this weekend, God bless. All right, that's it. A little bit of a scratchy throat, but it's nothing the water can't fix. Hey, thank you to everybody who tuned in. I can't say it enough. I've loved getting to do these on Facebook now. Sorry for the audio issues early on in the live stream, but I'm glad we got those figured out. So tune in tomorrow. I'll be back on the air. Y'all have been great. Have a great rest of your night. And as I said, God bless. Thank you.